My dear students of 22nd batch, Assalamu alaikum. This is Afroja Rinki, welcoming you all to the 5th online lecture on business communication and report writing. In our today's lecture, we will complete chapter 7 from our textbook, that is nonverbal communication. So this is Afroja Rinki and my designation and everything. Students, before going to our lecture, let's take a look at our semester final syllabus. So from part A, your content for the semester final is from chapter 1 to chapter 8. All the chapters you will have to complete. Now, learning objective, since this chapter is nonverbal communication, we shall learn the definition, characteristics, function, and various media of nonverbal communication. We shall understand the importance of gesture, body language, facial expression in context of communication. We shall understand the difference between verbal communication and nonverbal communication. Also, we shall understand the different types of visual communication and their linkage with our life. Dear students, so this is a very popular saying in nonverbal communication, that is, actions speak louder than words. So when we are talking about nonverbal communication, it means we are talking about the communication that is not using any word to communicate. Students see, in business dictionary, nonverbal communication has been said as the behavior and elements of speech aside from the words themselves that transmit meaning. So in nonverbal communication, there shall not be used any words, but without using any words, you shall transmit the meaning of your communication. Now, here is the formal definition of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication refers to gestures, facial expressions, your tone of voice, your eye contact, body language, your posture, and other ways people can communicate without using any language. Nonverbal communication encompasses everything that you communicate to others without using words. In your daily life, whether you're making any eye contact, you're smiling, or you're frowning, or you're totally ignoring someone, you are actually communicating something without using any words. Now you see the importance of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is very important as people spend about 75% of their waking hours communicating, of which about 80% happens non-verbally by understanding and sending nonverbal cues. এটার মানে হচ্ছে তুমি যতক্ষণ জেগে থাকো সে তোমার ওয়েকিং আওয়ার্সের 75% টাইমই তুমি খরচ করছো কিসের জন্য? কমিউনিকেট করার জন্য। সেই যতটুকু সময় তুমি কমিউনিকেট করছো তার মাঝে 80% কমিউনিকেশনই কিন্তু নন ভার্বাল যে ক্লুজ গুলো আছে সেটার মাধ্যমে তুমি কি করো? ইন্টারপ্রেট করো এবং আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড করো। নাও এটা হচ্ছে, দিস ইজ আ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ফিগার এবং এটা দিস হ্যাজ বিন কাম ফ্রম আ রিসার্চ অফ Professor Albert Mehrabian. So Mehrabian has been the pioneer in understanding communication. His work has featured strongly in establishing early understanding of body language and nonverbal communication. So whenever we discuss about nonverbal communication, always Professor Albert Mehrabian's this research comes up, where he has shown that if this is the 100% of our total communication, the words that we use to say something, those verbal or those language, only occupy the 7% of a total communication. Your elements of voice, as in the tone you are using, the style of your talking, these occupy 38% of your communication. And then you see the 55%, as in more than the half of the communication actually happens through your body language or the non-verbal clues. So according to Professor Mehrabian, he has proved that non-verbal communication is mostly important in communication. Now we shall understand the major media of non-verbal communication, as in what are the way by which you can communicate without using any words to your audience. Now see, types, this question comes in this form, like types or media or channel of nonverbal communication. All of these are synonymous actually. Now see, there are 12 kinds of nonverbal communication. There are more, but in our today's lecture we shall understand this major 12 kind of nonverbal communication media. So dear students, at the initial there is body language or kinesics, then there is gesture, there is posture, the fourth one is facial expression, then communication through human behavior, communication through touch, communication through your dress and grooming, communication through proximis, sign and symbol, your eye contact, paralinguistics, and visual communication. So these are the major media of nonverbal communication. Now we will be discussing in detail of each kind of nonverbal communication. Dear students, now at the beginning we shall learn kinesics. So this is pronunciated as kinesics. Okay, remember that kinesics means body language, how your body language is communicating. Let's take a look. According to the social anthropologist Edward T. Hall, in a normal conversation between two persons, less than 35% of the social meaning is actually transmitted by words. So at least 65% of it is conveyed through the body, non-verbal channel. So did you understand? 65% of your communication is communicated through your body language. Now, there are some examples of body language. See, everyone has a personality who is communicated by his body language, by the way he walks, smiles, carries himself in general. When a person laughs or changes his voice quality, or when a person uses paralanguages, his style of sitting, his style of walking, or his style of hand movements, all of these are communicating something. Students, you will see, suppose a friend of yours is walking far behind, and even without seeing his face or even without listening to his voice, you can recognize that it's a specific person. Why? Because the body language actually gives us the impression who is the person. So obviously your body language always speaks for you. Now there are some examples you can see. Here a person is putting her hands on her waist. So what does it show? It shows that she is somehow irritated or being very disappointed on something. This shows that she's not careless. This shows that they are communicating, they are arguing. So all of these body languages giving us some messages, right? Now, in the second part, we will come to communication by gestures. We talk about gestures, but what does gesture mean? Gesture means the natural movement in any part of the human body, particularly your head, hand, neck. When you are moving your head or your hand or neck in a specific way, we called it gesture. Here are some languages of hand, like this is thumbs up, this is warning. So in this way, by putting your hands on your mouth, you are showing that you are very much astonished. You are showing you are very much in a jolly mood. In this way, you seeing that you are watching, you are showing that you are actually giving someone the in a communicating with someone in a respective way. So all of these, when you are moving your hand or moving your neck, that is also communicating on behalf of you. So in this kind of communication is called communication by gestures. See, thumbs up. So whenever you see that, what does it mean? That it's okay. Now see, she's having a moment of enthusiasm. It's like she has achieved something. This gesture shows us to stop something. This pleasant gesture shows us that someone is encouraging us because we are doing the right thing. So you see, all of these hand and neck movements are showing us some messages. In now, you see, here is a person, and he is standing in a specific way. And what is the message you are getting from his standing position? That maybe he is in a very professional circumstance, right? So this is communication through posture. Posture means the position of your body, the way we stand, we sit, we recline, we walk, reflects our attitude, our thoughts, and our feelings. A person's posture tells us whether he is feeling diffident, confident, or overconfident. Here is an example of two persons. See, this person is sitting in a very formal way, which gives us the message that he is in a formal situation. Maybe he is waiting for his interview result. And see, this person is sitting in a very relaxed mood. This posture gives us the message that he's in the class, or he's done with his assignment, he's in a very relaxed mood. So all of this sitting position is called sitting position, or walking position, or standing position. This gives us the message that this is a certain posture, and through posture you can communicate without using any kind of words. So students, what do you see now? This is a facial expression, right? And we can see that he is very sad. Now, this kind of communication is called communication through facial expression. Facial expression is an obvious communicative factor. Expression of face can convey, with or without words, the attitude and reaction of the communicants. So here I have given you some examples of facial expressions which specifically and very obviously give up us the messages without giving us any words. Like this facial expression is showing happiness, this expression is showing he's very much surprised, this expression is showing he's afraid of something, he's disgusted, he's very angry, now he's sad, he's neutral. Neutral as in you cannot find out what's going inside him by watching his facial expression. So yes, your facial expression says a lot about you. Oh, there are some more example. Take a look at this person. Her expression shows that she's really upset or mad about something. And here you can see you are when you are putting your eyes to eyes, this means that you are very much attentive to whatever he is saying. So all of these facial expression are communicating on behalf of you. Then the fifth number is communication by human behavior. Communication by human behavior may be defined as the transmission of thoughts, feelings through one's manner of action or through behavior. See, this is the very, very renowned and reputed character, Charlie Chaplin. He is a good example of communication by facial expression and human behavior. Students, I can also give you some examples. You know about meme, বাংলা কি বলে মুখাভিনয়, যেখানে কি করা হয় only by using your hands or only by using your body language you are conveying your messages. So this kind of behavior where you are portraying a certain situation through your action, we call that communication by human behavior, which is also another example of nonverbal communication. Okay, now you see, as being in office, the behaving officially, so when you are in an office, your behavior will be obviously more formal, but when you are at your home, you are more relaxed and your behavior is not that much up to the mark. You're just being uh, relaxing at your home. So all these kind of differences in behavior or certain kind of behavior in certain situation gives us the messages non-verbally. Now this is called haptics or touch. By touching, you are communicating. That brings us to the sixth kind of communication, that is communication through touch. Communication by touch is a type of oral and nonverbal communication. This is possible only in face-to-face personal communication when at least two persons are present. Now communication by communicating, see, by holding someone's hand, by patting them at their back, you sometimes you give a lot of messages by touching, right? But the most important example of communication by touch is for a parent. You see, when a child is born, he does not he cannot talk, he does not know about all the person, but what happens, he or she understands the touch and the smell of his mother. And by this way, what happens, whenever a child cry, his mother comes and take him to his lap and the baby stops crying. Why is that? Because the baby understands by the touch that it's her mother. See how beautiful example is that? Your first communication with your mother is non-verbally. Then doing high five, showing that they have achieved their target or had come to an agreement. This happens to a lot, right? We show V sign, or we just give high five to our friends when we have achieved something good. That is also communication by touch. In the same way, when a student wins a prize, the chief guest shakes the hand with him, nonverbal communication. When an employee completes an important work in time, the boss gives a pat on his back. So when you're patting someone's back, what feeling does it give? It gives you the feeling that yes, you have done the right thing. Now there is a question mark. Okay, you will complete this blank after watching these pictures. Now we have come to a communication where what is the message that you understand from this picture? You just instantly after watching this picture, you understand that they are celebrating their convocation. They are at the end of their education life. I also hope very gently that you all will enjoy this convocation day on your life. So how did you understand that they are having their convocation? Have a thought. Then see, so I think many of you are already known about them, or if you don't know, they are your senior brothers and sisters. So how did you understand they are the student of Dhaka City College? Obviously by watching at their uniform. Then she is a doctor, she is a police, and she is a air hostess. Students, it did not need you any kind of name tag or any kind of introduction to give an understanding of what position they are holding, because their dresses are telling us a lot about them. Whenever we are looking at the dress, we can instantly understand in which profession they are in. So this brings us to the seventh kind of communication, that is communication by dress and grooming. In communication by dress and grooming, a general impression of the encoder decoder, as in the message sender, the message receiver, is communicated by his or her dress and appearance. If an interviewee is not attired properly, he fails to impress the interviewer and he may not get the job, even if he is well qualified. So, yes, your get up, your attire also says a lot about you. Some organization insists on their managerial staff to wear ties while on duty in office. So students, have you thought why they insist on wearing a specific kind of dress? Or when you are in your college, why you always give emphasize on your dress and grooming, because by watching your dress and your grooming without even talking to you or without even communicating to you, we can understand if you are disciplined, if you are tidy in your personal life as well. So dress and grooming are also non-verbal communication. Then comes communication by proxemics. Proxemics came from the word proximity. Proximity মানে কি, মানে কাছাকাছি থাকার যে ব্যাপারটা সেটা। So proxemics is the study of space around us, যে আমার পাশে কতটুকু জায়গা আমি খালি রাখছি কথা বলার সময়, how we arrange it and what we arrange in it. It is the personal space language. So students, see, there is an example, what a wonderful mop of curls, someone is saying, and then this is, I know she means well, but I just wish she would stop. One should not touch people's heads. Then there is another example, distance between two strangers is more, but not so between two friends. So what is it? It means that the amount of space you keep when you are talking, it also says a lot about you. For example, when you are at home, you are with your brothers or you are with your close sisters, what happens? The space that you maintain, would you maintain the same distance when you are talking with a teacher? No. So your space indicates the amount of respect or the amount of intimacy that you are having with the message receiver. Okay, so the amount of space you are managing, that is also communication by proxemics. Now we come to communication through signs and symbols. This is a very I will say very common one. Today, when we are looking forward to the 21st century, signs and symbols have become very important means of communication. In this era, visual and audiovisual culture, when symbols and indications are used, communication is achieved through accepted symbols. So it means every sign, every symbol, every trademark, every kind of logo, obviously they communicate some information with you. So this I have given there two examples. See, this sign shows us no smoking. So whenever you see this sign, you will understand this is a no smoking zone. Or when you are watching this lights, watching the symbols, what say, the red one say I say stop, the yellow one say I say slow down, and the green one say I say go. So obviously these sign and symbols are communicating with you. Now there are some more examples. In road you can see there are big tags like this where a specific place is named there, and by watching that you can understand where you are. And this signal, I'm very sure you are very very well known about this one. Whenever you just see, you know this is for male and this one is for female. So these symbols actually giving them many messages without even saying anything, right? Then comes eye contact. Your eye contact speaks, which is named as communication through eye contact. So we are in communication through eye contact. Now see how your eye contact is communicating. This eye is definitely showing you the message that he is very angry. This one is he is very much joyful, he is surprised, he is disgusted, he is sad, and he is very afraid. So your eye contact obviously speaks for you. Example, when your lecturer, like me, when I see that most of my students are not looking at me, I shall conclude that you are not paying attention. Do you remember in the class what I would do? I would look at all of your eyes. Why? Because eye contact gives me the impression that you are listening to me. Or if your friend shares something with you in confidence, your friend may glare at you to signal your transgression. Students, see, this is a very well-known and it's much practiced idea that when you are saying something by looking at one's eye, you definitely understand that if she is saying you the right thing or the wrong thing. So your eye contact is very important to understand your communication capability. Now we came to paralanguage, which is the 11 number communication through non-verbal communication. This is communication through paralanguage. The paralanguage means language মানে তো ভাষা, আর paralanguage মানে actually হচ্ছে উপভাষা type. So in paralanguage, the way in which you say words, your volume, your pitch, your speaking rate, and your voice quality, all of these all together combines the para language. So para language, I have actually shown you how para means beside, language means language. So apart from the words you are using in para language, your what will be included. একটা কথা শুনো, যেমন ধরো আমি যখন কথা বলছি তখন কি তুমি শুধুমাত্র আমার শব্দগুলো শুনছো, তুমি কিন্তু আমার শব্দগুলো দেখছো, স্লাইডে দেখছো, কিন্তু দেখো আমি যখন কথা বলছি আমার একটা নির্দিষ্ট এক্সেন্ট আছে, আমি একটা নির্দিষ্ট পিচে মানে গতিতে বা ধরনে কথা বলছি, আমার ভলিউমে উঠানামা করছে, আমার স্পিচের রেট মানে আমি কেমন গতিতে কথা বলছি সেটা আছে, আমার ফ্লুয়েন্সি তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ। তার মানে এই যে আমি যে কথাটা বলছি, দ্য স্পিচ আই এম গিভিং, এটা কি শুধুমাত্র আমার শব্দগুলোর সমন্বয়ে গড়ে উঠেছে? না, সেটা কিন্তু হয়নি, বরং আমার শব্দের তোমার কি বলবো ভলিউম বলো, আমার যে এক্সেন্ট বলো, আমার যে যে গতিতে আমি কথা বলছি বলো, এই সবগুলো মিলেও কিন্তু তোমার কি হচ্ছে, আমার কমিউনিকেশনটা গড়ে উঠছে। ফর এক্সাম্পল, you will see when your father is very angry over you, what happens? He starts yelling and his volumes gets very higher, and his speech rate becomes very faster. So what kind of message that gives you? That gives you the message that he is angry. Or maybe when he is very sweet and very calm, what does he do? He talks in a very soft tone, and that soft tone gives you the message that he is in a very good mood. So whenever you are talking, your volume, your pattern of talking, your pitch, your speech rate, your fluency, all together also are giving the non-verbal clues in the communication. I have given you the example of the legendary Hanif Shankit. So I love the way he always introduces his ittadi, and every time you start ittadi, you will see the speech rate, the fluency, everything is just overwhelming. So if you want to know more about the para language, how your speech and volume and frequency is very much important in communication, you can follow this person's program. So after this we came to the last one, that is visual presentation. So students, in visual presentation, you see, for example, these are the students of our class and this is you, and what you are doing, you are showing us the presentation. So you see, when you are talking something, this is called verbal presentation, but when you are showing something, this will called visual presentation. Visual communication or visual presentation means communication through visual aids. Information and ideas are given in a form which can be read or looked upon. So তুমি তোমার লাইফে তোমার মৌখিক স্পিচে বলা ব্যতীত যা কিছু তুমি দেখাচ্ছ, when you are communicating, all of these are called visual presentation. So you see, when you are watching a movie, a video clip, a photography, a drawing, all of these are forms of visual presentation. So do you understand the importance of visual presentation? You see, even the class I'm taking, this is also PowerPoint presentation, which is also visual presentation. Apart from that, if poster and animation and graphic design, a map, a illustration, any sign, any pie chart, all of these are visual presentation. So I hope you understood what is visual presentation. When you are showing something to communicate your message, we shall call that visual presentation. With that, we came to the end of major media of nonverbal communication. I have given some more examples. Actually, you can see there is a pie chart. There are some logo, right? There are some signs and logo like road work ahead, workers ahead, speed limit 55, the person is walking. All of these are what? All of these are some signs and symbols. And these signs and symbols are altogether called as visual presentation. Here are some beautiful banner, which is also a part of visual presentation. So anything that you shall present to visually communicate your message will be called visual presentation. Now, we shall learn the importance or advantages of nonverbal communication. Dear students, nonverbal communication complement a verbal message by adding to its meaning. You can, for example, if you want to say sorry to someone, what you can do, you can just pat his back to give him the message that you are actually sorry. Or whenever we don't find the actual word to communicate our feeling, what we can do, we can just use our non-verbal clues. We can use our eyes, or we can use our hands, or we can use our facial expression to complement our verbal messages. Then non-verbal communication is very easy. It can be easily presented using visual, audiovisual, and silent means. Substitution is another importance of nonverbal communication. It means nonverbal message may substitute for the verbal message, especially if it is blocked by noise, interruption, long distance, etc. For example, gestures, fingers to lips to indicate needs for quiet facial expression, a nod instead of a yes. So students, it means that substitution means that if you are not able to talk, just take a moment for take a moment to remember your exam hall. I have seen that whenever you leave the exam hall, what you do, you just wave your hands to one of your friends to and just give him the message to come outside. So this kind of message, what it's doing, you cannot say something verbally, but you are showing him the symbol. So this is actually complementing or substituting your verbal communication. Accenting is another importance, often used to accent a verbal message. Verbal tone indicates the actual meaning of the specific word. The tone you are using to communicate your message is very important. Students, many a time what we do, like we say যে no, তার কথা আমাদের ভালো লাগছে না, বা এই পার্সনের অভিনয় আমাদের ভালো লাগছে না, বা এই অভিনেতার কি বলবো, এই পার্সন তার মুখে কোনো এক্সপ্রেশন আসে না। তার মানে কি, সে ধরো একটা মেসেজই তোমাকে দিচ্ছে, কিন্তু মানে বিকজ অফ দ্য নন ভার্বাল পার্ট, নন ভার্বাল আসপেক্টস, সে কমিউনিকেশনটা হয়তো এত ইফেক্টিভ হচ্ছে না। সো to make your communication effective, there is no substitution of non-verbal communication. Now, used to repeat the verbal message. Yes, you can repeat your verbal message by non-verbal clues. Now, we came to another importance. It helps the illiterate people. So the people who cannot understand your language, or you cannot read or write, what they can do, they can just understand your gesture, your facial expression, your eye contact, this. And always remember, your non-verbal clues are what, these are universal. Okay, then this helps to handicapped people. Yes, non-verbal clues helps a lot to deaf people. Deaf people exchange message to the movements of hands, fingers, eyeballs. You see that people who cannot deaf, they are spending their whole life to communicate through the non-verbal media. Then the attractive presentation needs non-verbal. Obviously, if suppose I just sent you a recorded message without any kind of presentation slide, how weird that would have been. So for any kind of communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication is mandatory. Then it reduces wastage of time. Why it reduces wastage of time? Because the message of nonverbal communication reaches the receiver very fast. Even if you cannot find the right words at the right time, your expression, your eye contact might give more messages. Then quick expression of messages. Yes, the signs and symbols that you are using will help to communicate the message very fast. Now we will come to the limitations of nonverbal communication. So there are some limitation that we have found in nonverbal communication. Let's take a look at those. So nonverbal communication is okay. So nonverbal communication is vague. It's ননভার্বাল কমিউনিকেশনের তোমার যদি সবচেয়ে বড় প্রবলেমের কথা বলতে বলা হয় সেটা হচ্ছে যে অনেক ক্ষেত্রে এটা আসলে সবাই বুঝতে পারে না। ভ্যাগ মানে কি, এটা হচ্ছে একদম ক্লিয়ার না। হ্যাঁ, ধরো তুমি কি করলে, তুমি একজনের দিকে তুমি হাত নাড়িয়ে তুমি তাকে কোনো একটা কিছু বলতে যাচ্ছ, বাট হোয়াট হ্যাপেন, সেই পার্সন হয়তো তুমি হাত নাড়িয়ে যে তুমি কি মেসেজটা তাকে দিয়েছো সেটা বুঝতেই পারলো না। সো ইয়েস, সামটাইমস ইট ইজ ভ্যাগ। Okay, then nonverbal communication is continuous. Then nonverbal communication distorts the information, যেটা মাত্র বললাম যে তুমি অনেক সময় যদি তুমি ভার্বালির মাধ্যমে বললে যে মেসেজটা অনেক ভালো মতো দিতে পারতে, হয়তো নন ভার্বালের কারণে সেটা মাঝে মাঝে কি হয়, মেসেজটা ডিস্টরশন হয়। দেন নন ভার্বাল কমিউনিকেশন খুবই কালচার বাউন্ড ব্যাপারটা কি, ধরো আমাদের আমাদের যে সংস্কৃতি আছে, আমাদের সংস্কৃতিতে আমরা কি করলাম, আমাদের সংস্কৃতিতে আমরা ধরি যে আমাদের ধরো আমাদের এখানে স্টুডেন্টরা ক্লাসে টিচার আসলে সাথে সাথে তারা কি করে, দে অল স্ট্যান্ড আপ অ্যান্ড শো দ্য রেসপেক্ট টু দ্য টিচার। বাট এটা যখন তুমি বাইরে যাবে, বাইরের দেশে ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলোতে তারা কি হয়, স্টুডেন্টস ডোন্ট স্ট্যান্ড আপ, দে জাস্ট টেক দেয়ার সিট in the benches. So as a teacher আমি কি হবে, আমি যদি এখন এখান থেকে বাইরে যাই, I shall find it very offensive. So তোমার যে নন ভার্বাল যে ব্যাপারগুলো আছে, this differs from country to country. Even you know যে থামস আপ আমাদের দেশে আমরা হয়তো বুঝি যেটা খুব ভালো, বাট অনেক দেশ আছে যেখানে থামস আপটাকে তোমার কি বলবো খুব রিডিকিউল করে নেওয়া হয়, রাইট? Then non-verbal communication, long conversations are not possible. Yes, you cannot have a long conversation through this. Then this is difficult to understand, not all the time, sometimes this is difficult to understand. Not everybody prefers. Yes, their preference as in non-verbal communications are inevitable, you obviously will have this, but some person prefer more or emphasize more on verbal communication. Then nonverbal communication is costly. Costly means when costly. For example, you are spending a lot on your signs, on your symbol, on your presentation, on your visual presentation, then nonverbal communication can be costly. Then there is multi-channel of nonverbal communication. You see, I have already discussed 12 channels of nonverbal communication. So all of these come all together to communicate your message, which sometimes must be difficult for you to maintain all of this properly. Now there are the differences. We shall learn what are the difference between verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Let's take a look. Verbal communication is a process of communication through words. এতদিনের লেকচার এতটুকু আইসে আই গেস তোমাদের সবাই বুঝতে পারছো যে verbal communication you use words, but in non-verbal communication you are not using any kind of words. Formality, degree of formality is more than non-verbal communication. Okay, the words you will choose or you will use to communicate should be more formal in verbal communication, but it is less formal in non-verbal communication. Now see, verbal communication has legal evidence. Why legal evidence? Because what you are saying, that is very discreet. Okay, so that has the legal evidence that yes, you have said that. But non-verbal communication are your eye contact, are your hand movement, are your body language. So these does not have any documentary evidence, something that you can document. Okay, non-verbal communication is larger. Verbal communication is larger than non-verbal communication, but non-verbal communication scope is limited in business communication. Though actually I don't believe this. I can say that both are important. You have to just manage all of them properly. Then verbal communication media. In your previous lecture, I have already discussed verbal communication media, but let's take a look. There is face-to-face conversation. You can conversation over telephone, over video conference, in an interview. So all of these are verbal communication, whereas non-verbal communication are through facial expression, your body language, your gesture, your silence, your movement. All of these are media of non-verbal communication. Now, verbal communication is more consistent in nature, but non-verbal communication has less consistency. Now we came how there are some tips, okay, that you will follow in the workplace. This is not only in workplace, you can also implement it in your personal life too. By interpreting the nonverbal clues, you can gain a better understanding of others feeling, others emotion, attitude in a certain situation. So in any kind of situation, be it your workplace, be it your education, always maintain a regular eye contact, use positive vocal tone, um, increase or improve your presentation skill and your appearance. Keep an upright posture. Upright posture means you should not be very laggard and sit very comfortably every single place you go. You have to maintain the upright posture of your body. Then expressing kindness or professionalism through touch. It's not only touch, you can always express your kindness and professionalism when you're communicating. Display your facial expression, then provide enough space to maintain a conversation. Whenever you are going to place use your hand properly to express your feeling and show your feeling through body movement. So these are the tips that can improve your nonverbal communication. Now we came to the summary of today's lecture. Students, nonverbal communication is an extremely complex yet integral part of overall communication skill. However, people are often totally unaware of their nonverbal behavior. So what you can do, through learning the importance of it, students should give effort to improve their nonverbal communication skill. Dear students, after the completion of today's lecture, you are supposed to answer the following question. So you will answer what is nonverbal communication. We understood what are the importance and features nonverbal communication. We learned 12 different channel of media. Now you can be asked to define what is kinesics, what is haptics, what is oculesics, what is proxemics. So all of these are kind of nonverbal communication, which you'll be asked to write with definition and proper example. Then you learned visual presentation and paralanguage. You have to give proper example. What are the limitations of nonverbal communications? What are the differences that you learn from verbal and nonverbal communication? And how should you maintain your nonverbal presentation in workplace? uh, Presentation in workplace. So dear students, with that we came to the end of lecture 5. I hope that you all will go through the chapter 7 from your book and you shall learn all the topics very properly. So till then I'm taking leave from all of you. সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, আল্লাহ হাফেজ।